Hey, how's everybody going? Or how's everybody doing? Jeez. Vale, do you think it's for the sub, brother? Thank you, man. All right. Well, it's been quite a couple of weeks. I kind of wanted to, yeah, it honestly does not feel like Friday, to be honest, at least not to me. Wow, you're up close today. Am I? Am I up close? Sorry if I'm like in your face about it. Really wanted to talk about some of the stuff that I saw in Ash's moments today. So it says ahead of the upcoming development live stream announcement, creative director Steven Strife addressed rising player concerns about the abundance of bots. We have deployed updates, or let me just read the actual thing. So it says we are actively working. Actually, let me just do this because you can probably see it right here. We are actively working on mitigation for the bots. We have deployed updates recently that have since auto banned over 300 accounts for botting. Engineering is working to deploy additional countermeasures, but it will take some time to implement and test. We understand the frustration and are actively engaged. So the fact that we know that there's literal thousands of bots, I think 300 is very much, in my opinion, just setting up the first domino. There, and again, like the more I was researching, like using AI to help me as someone who is completely out of the know of game development and how mitigation of botting can be circumvented by developers, there are so like potentially so many different countermeasures that they could potentially implement. So yeah, I mean, this is literally, I think, the first sign. Let me see, 300 accounts out of 10,000. I don't think it's 10,000. If I had to really guess how many bots are currently in the game, I'd say anywhere probably between half of that, which is still crazy. Like 4,000 to 5,000 bots across all servers is nutty, but it's very apparent. Like especially now, I think because of early access, the game has just gotten more and more traction, which means the RM tiers are just, they're out for blood, man. You know, they want to make sure that they are, you know, selling and farming and getting as much money as humanly possible. So, I mean, I think this is definitely like a first tactic measure of the potential start of the elimination of botting, but there's so much more that they could do. And I really hope, like I said, this is just like, again, maybe like a first deployment, you know what I mean, of certain things for them to see on their back end. But again, if multi-billion-dollar companies can't really tackle this effectively, I don't really expect Intrepid to. But I think because of the sanctity of the economy, which is a lot of the other MMOs where it feels very much single player, economy isn't like, if the economy's fucked up, it doesn't really affect too much of a normie gameplay loop, because most normie people don't even really use the auction house, because if they're constantly getting gear through quests and, you know, being able to do literally everything by themselves with just the quest loop and then going to running dungeons doesn't really do too much to your gameplay. But of course it really does impact it in Ashes, because there's just, again, it's a player driven economy, really. You know what I mean? The game's not really giving you too much. And especially if crafting is the thing to make gear, then botting really plays into that as well. No, the ARM tiers are in the space since Alpha 2 Phase 2. Then they started with botting, speed hacking, and so on and so on. Oh yeah, no, yeah, they've been here, but I feel like early access really, because botting was a thing, but I literally can tell you, it was not to this degree of where you can literally go and see some 3-letter name and see them mining in this very predictable pattern. That really wasn't there in Phase 2. Did you have like certain bot stuff of like, you know, GM hacking and speed hacks? Of course, for sure. But I think this is definitely going beyond that at this point. And we see the game is designed for botting, just a human doing it instead. Without a robust quest line, bots will always be an issue. Yes, exactly. Like, and again, I think if you don't have a robust quest line and you also have the incentive of making crafting the thing, right? Bots and RMT is going to be such a huge issue, especially in a game where there is no BOE, there is no BOP, and you know what I mean? Like it's going to be a problem. So, I mean, this is where I think the additional countermeasures come in, but also like live GMs, you know, if you make it really easy for live GMs to just literally like ban, not even just ban, but just boot them out of the game and then flag their account and just come back later. You know what I mean? Like that's what we need. Makes me suspect all 3-letter names such as Kit or Ann, especially Gus. I think when it comes to a lot of the names, right? A lot of it is so I saw one bot that was named Benjamin now, but before they were literally just like fingers on the keyboard, just whatever, right? They weren't even really doing, like, they were being so apparent about it because it was just like, well, they're freaking banning us, so just fucking make all these different characters with all these different kinds of names. It didn't matter at all. And I know characters all name that. Yeah, well, I mean, it's just a matter of like getting the backend infrastructure in place, and also I don't know if they can hire GMs earlier or what they can do in that regard, but man, that's going to be, I don't know. Like, I think that sanctity of like really getting that going is really going to be a huge boon for this server. Like having actual GMs is going to be huge. I would drop AI language tools and move to AI monitoring tools instead, using AI to monitor data sets and using that to create human review requests to do the ban. Yeah, I would agree too. I mean, again, a bot, who's going to recognize a bot better than a bot? Right? So, I mean, I completely agree with that. I think if there are AI programs or tools that could help detect you know, similar detection movements, button pushes, timings of movements, you know, certain predictability patterns, like I'm all for that. Like, I think, again, I add 26 different fucking backend tools to mitigate botting, right? I don't care. You know what I mean? Like, if it's free, if it's something that's not going to cost any performance on the back end, do it, you know? Let me see. I'll GM for free. I have a hammer. Happy finger. Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be a little bit of a different tactic because, you know, it was very much the Wild West back in 2005 and 2004. Like, you know, there were people that I knew that were Blizzard GMs that weren't even like a staff, or they weren't devs or anything like that, but they were just a player that became a GM. And they had certain little perks and stuff like that. They had to where they were playing WoW completely free. They had other little in-game stuff to denote them as GMs and things that on their account, like achievements and stuff. And, you know, I never heard of GMs going off the handle and just, you know, being that kind of, you know, like doing stuff selfishly, right? Kind of abusing their power. But we have heard of GMs in the gaming space that have done that. You know, I remember there was this whole debacle on RuneScape for one of the GMs banning people because of his girlfriend, or I don't know the story, but it was just like this weird story that came up that was like very, very viral. So, I mean, I think they're going to be they have to be very, very careful as to, you know, that whole thing. Are people still flying around with crates? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. They're still doing that. They're still like the whole GM hack thing. Like, I have no idea how like GM console is even available to us. Like when we download the game, that's just wild. Like I don't know how they're going to fix that. Like, I mean, to me, like, again, I'm not a developer. I would assume it's just going to be like releasing an update to where that stuff just isn't available on our end, which it shouldn't be anyway. That should be a back end thing, but I don't know. Like I said, I don't know how to program. I'm not really seasoned in that area. The Daily Old School Baron's GM sighting or GM Island. Yeah, and there is a GM Island actually in Ashes. So since I am banned in the Ashes Discord, is there any news about updates? PTR, is that still small changes? So they're basically January 30th. So let's just go here to the next one, right? So January 30th is basically the announcement of Ashes. And, you know, possibly, you know, them going over the second wave ban, which we were supposed to get that sometime this week, but you know how that works, right? Like we were expecting the ban list and we didn't get it until the following week. So, I mean, stuff could happen. Potential 2026 roadmap updates to bot detection, a director's letter from Stephen Sharif addressing duping exploit / wipe convos. I mean, and we'll see. Like, I don't know if they're really going to wipe, to be honest with you. I think there needs to be so much more fixing on the on the client right now. Like there's no sense in wiping if we're going to run into the same issues again. You need to fix the stuff, and if the stuff isn't fixed, there's no sense in wiping. Like if you're not enjoying yourself, then just wipe yourself from the server. You know what I mean? Like go play other games, go hang out with your family, go do whatever you can. Like, because I just don't think you need to frustrate players even more by making them still suffer the same bugs or the same issues at level 1. Now that we have no more buildings, no more towns, we have to level everything up. It's just gonna that I think is just going to not be the right move. They need to move to server side client files. Yes, exactly. Let me see. Not only are people flying around with crates, that we were told they're killing botters for profit to form RMT. Interesting. Well, I mean, it becomes an is what it is. Let me see. I always emphasized in the forums that they needed to spend time and effort into making the backend very robust. As many logs as possible, as many actions as possible. That's how you get a good data set. Yeah, and again, like it's so hard for a lemming like me to leave feedback like that because I don't know. Like I truly don't know. I don't like talking about shit that I literally have no idea about. I'm not that kind of streamer. I don't pull information out of nowhere. If I honestly don't know something, I will say I don't know something, but I always hope for the best when it comes to stuff like that. Will wiping really change anything? Because same people will buy and sell. Well, I think when it comes to any kind of problems, like RMTers are always going to try to take advantage of those problems, right? And so fixing the botting situation, fixing, potential, hey, I'm going to give you 500 gold and you're going to trade me like 40 copper in common. You know what I mean? Like that seems like a very suspicious trade. And then me and you like never ever speak ever again kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's just, I feel like there's just certain ways that they're going to have to start flagging accounts for like suspicious behavior. You know what I mean? And I think that's where live GMs come into play for sure. Why a director's letter? I've never seen that. Isn't Steven always streaming anyways? Well, this is things to possibly expect, right? So they're not saying that this is exactly what's going to happen. But I mean, it could just be like mostly like I would say like a statement to the community kind of thing, right? Like, which I think Steven's going to do. I don't think it's going to be like a direct letter kind of thing. Let me see. Let me see. The more parts of the game you move to server side, the higher the latency, the bigger the overhead, and the harder to optimize the game. They need to fix things and plug all the holes it has. Oh, okay. So that's why they keep more stuff client side than server side right now, probably because it's just easier for their performance and back end. But they will have to start eventually integrating a lot of the front end stuff that we have on our client side to the back end. So yeah, I kind of get what you mean now. Thank you for explaining. Yeah, killing a bot knowingly and looting him is bannable offense, I've been told. Is it? Why would it be? If you're going corrupt, if you're still facing the consequences, like what does it matter? Let me see. No server side games built into object container stream. Let's the game be very flexible, more source. Client side games are becoming a thing of the past. Okay. I've started to play Warhammer 3. Oh my God, this game is so fun. Gonna put AOC down for a bit. Yeah, honestly, I've actually been looking into Arcade Classic. I think I want to, depending on what happens, I might want to try that game. Like, because, if Arcade is kind of like a predecessor or like the inspiration for what Ashes is supposed to be, like maybe I should just fucking try it and just kind of see it for myself kind of thing. Let me see. I was on the fence about this game, and after stumbling on your videos and seeing how frustrated someone as positive as you try to get, I'm leaning towards not until 1.0 at least. Yeah, man, I appreciate that. Like, and again, I would rather be frustrated for you and you have a way better first time experience, because you're never ever going to get that first time ever again. You know what I'm saying? And I think to a lot of us that are testers, we kind of de-virginized ourselves with a bunch of bullshit. And, I did that willingly because I wanted to pay this price to pave the way for people like you that will come in at the 1.0 launch and be able to experience the game how it should be rather than the frustrating experience that it currently is. Hey, what's up, man? I've been playing for 400 plus hours and I love the game so far. The main issues are number 1, bots, 2, economy is terrible after dupes, number 3, sheer amount of resources to craft armor/weapons. Yeah, man. And honestly, like if you are a first time player, like if this is your first time playing and you've played for that many hours and you really enjoy the game, but you're experiencing those issues, like please leave feedback, man. Make a Reddit post about it. Say that you're a first time EA tester and say what you love about the game, say what you don't love about the game. Because again, Intrepid's listening, man. And also the community is listening too. And I think, you know, we need to be able to address like how we feel in a constructive manner to make this game better. You know, for sure. Not every type of game can be heavy server side. There's always gonna be parts of the game that will both be client side and server side. 100% server or client side is not a thing, at least for a 150 gig game, in my opinion. Well, yeah, but you can't have GM console stuff on the client side. I'm not expecting everything to be, you know, on our side or the other side, but that's like, that to me is nutty to have on our side, at least. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. Done alphas, betas tests since 2006, and this one seems the most unorganized, non-directional progress I've seen from his teams as big as this. No offense or anything, but just my personal opinion. Yeah, man. Like no offense taken, really, man. Like this is my first time really being in an alpha test before, because the only experience I have coming from World of Warcraft for 20 years is doing testing in betas where Blizzard makes us or has us try out systems that doesn't listen to us at all and then would just still do the systems they were going to do anyway. That's what I'm used to. So, you know, I mean, it is what it is. Let me see. Finally, bro, you chased or you chose the right game. I will teach you all. Yeah, man. Like, I don't know. I'm going to see if I can try it out. So you might learn a lot about AOC from playing Arcade. That's what people keep telling me. Arcade is so peak. I don't know why I ruined it with pay to win. Game could have made them so much more money in the long run if they didn't shift to pay to win. But bro, it's Korean, man. Like, of course they were going to shift to pay to win because that's what they do. That's what they always do. Let me see. There will always be client side files for sure. Yeah, and like I said, I don't mind there being client side files, but I mean the GM console, like, come on, not that. Number 3 is not an issue. It's actually a good thing and much better than the previous phase. If things were easy to craft, people would reach the Q's bias within a month of gameplay. Is that what you meant? Or maybe quasi bis, I think is what you meant to say. Yeah, I mean, honestly, like, I don't know if that's just an artificial, like, we're going to make everything really expensive because if we don't, people are just going to get, like, you know, like you said, quasi bis gear within 3 weeks and then be done with the game. And there's nothing really to shoot for at this point. But I don't know. I personally don't think things need to be as expensive as they are. Like, as far as, like, I wouldn't say expensive is the right word, but I think the amount of materials required needs to be where it is. I know it was nerfed, but I mean, a lot of it is kind of a little bit ridiculous, especially for level 20 gear, man. Like we're not even talking about like end game. We're talking about like level 20 gear. Like, what are we doing? Let me see. Are they really listening though? It doesn't feel like it. And again, I kind of agree with you there too. Like that's why I asked Roshan today if they were still compiling, you know, data or like feedback from like the Discord, from Reddit, from the forums, like basically from all the places and giving it to the devs still, because it just boggles my mind that they're asking and they're doing this PTR this week for feedback that's literally been there forever. Like, you couldn't judge from the prior feedback of how systems were going to go, or, you know, especially with no changes either to these systems. They're still what they are. Like why, you know what I mean? Like, why do you need us to test like treasure maps? They're still the same. If they were bugged on live, wouldn't people just do a /bug report? I know I do. If there's a broken map, I just leave a /bug. Like, so does it matter it's happening on live or in the PTR? You know what I'm trying to say? Like, again, both are PTRs. Alpha 2, what you're currently playing on live, is PTR. It's a public test realm. We're all testing here. And the PTR, I feel like, could actually be for more high impact testing. So like, meaning we can do things really quickly because we can do level boosts. We can boost up nodes really quickly. So we can do like a targeted 24 hour or, you know, potentially like 8 to 10 hours. Cause I know sometimes they'll put up the PTR like 11 in the morning my time, and they'll take it down at like 8 p.m. But you need to have like certain conditions and certain like, hey, we want to test this system this way. You know, like I said, like more A/B testing. Like, but if y'all don't have that, I don't see the point in putting the PTR up when literally you don't even have the amount of players necessary for true like digging in deeper. You have that on live. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, I think the stuff that we're seeing as far as like treasure maps, sports fishing, like if people are experiencing bugs, they're doing that on the live server. They're putting bug reports in, and maybe not everybody is, but people are definitely leaving feedback. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yes, they may not be doing bug reports, but they are leaving the feedback. So if you're listening to the feedback, you're still seeing the reports of like, oh, and fish are going invisible, fish are going out of bounds. You know, what other shit that's going on with sports fishing? Like people are losing lures, you know what I mean? Or like the whole like lure dupe thing that, or the exploit that people were doing, right? Like all that was left in feedback. People were doing Reddit post about it, forum post about it, leaving Discord threads about it. I don't know. I think Intrepid is completely underutilizing the PTR. And if they don't have a proper A and B testing, then there's no point in doing a PTR right now. Save yourselves the money for spinning up a new PTR and just ask this feedback on live, where there's literal thousands of people that can be like, hey, we need focus testing on treasure maps. If everybody can do treasure maps, you know, go out and do treasure maps, leave us your feedback on how the new or how treasure maps feel. Do you like the way it is? Are you noticing any bugs? Are you seeing like the little mini map picture not working? Are you seeing the X on the map? Like, what issues are you having problems with? Do that on live, because live is the PTR too. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't get it. You know, to me, it's not, I don't understand. Yeah, I understand they have their priorities, but if they never fix the stuff people are really complaining about, are they really going they're going to have less testers? Yes, they will have less testers, which means it's going to be even harder for us to discover issues, to discover bugs, to discover dupes, to discover exploits. Because, and I said this yesterday, because we're in this weird live service model / true alpha testing, you will have the best of both worlds, but you will have the problems of both worlds too. And the problem with treating this alpha test as a live service is you have people that, yes, are playing the game naturally in a very realistic state, but because people are playing the game, they're not in this testing mindset. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to encourage that, then you have to start putting those kinds of posts like in Alpha 2 news. Be like, hey, like once a week, say like, hey guys, we really want you all to leave feedback on treasure maps. We really want you to leave feedback on sports fishing. We really want you to leave your feedback on the crate system. More specifically, you know, do you like earning money on crates? Do you like how many materials it requires? Do you like having the different kinds of materials that's required to make a crate? Like, do that in Alpha 2 Live, create a whole post about it, and then we can give you the feedback. You know what I mean? And if you're having differences of like, hey, we're thinking of completely changing treasure maps up and we don't know what we want to do, so let's spin up the PTR. We're going to give them this version of treasure maps that's like similar to like WoW archaeology. And then we're going to give them another version of treasure maps that's more like, you know, I don't fucking know, like the way it was during Alpha 1 or Alpha 2 phase 1, right? And just seeing like, what do y'all like better? Do y'all like the hot and cold system? Do y'all like finding the more visual mound on the floor? Like that to me is an actual test of like, I like this, I like that, but I don't like this about this system, but I don't like this about this other system. Maybe we can marry a couple of these features on system A, a couple of these features from system B, smash them together and make, you know, C, you know, like, I don't know, like, but that needs to be the thing. Like, I don't know. Let me see. Did you join this game when it launched on Steam? It used to be easier. It used to be harder. There's so many phases already. I'm not defending. I've had BIS in the past and it sucked. Or y'all haven't. I'm sorry. I've been yapping over here. Use 30 lures at once. Ooh, God, rip, dude. That has to suck. Do they not have goals or tasks for the PTR? No, they do have goals and tasks for the PTR, but I'm talking about the live servers, which is technically a PTR too. Like again, Ashes of Creation is in alpha testing, whether that's the live server or whether that's the PTR. And all I'm saying is that I think they need to start treating the live server like the way they're treating the PTR. And the way they need to treat the PTR is having more A and B testing with certain systems that people are having problems with. That's what I'm saying. Let me see. Don't get me wrong. I agree with you that gear needs to be tested and balanced. That's why they need. That's what they should use PTR for. The live server should be used for testing more complex part of the game, in my opinion. Exactly. If there's problem with gear stats, give them gear A, right? That has these amount of stats, and then have gear B with a different amount of stats, and then have them go out and do PvP. Oh, I was with gear A. These were kind of my findings with how TTK was with gear A. And then I did stuff with gear B and I found it to be, you know, a little bit better, or I found it to be a little bit worse, or I found certain things about, you know, fighting physical players was actually better with, you know, with B, and, you know, shit like that. You know, it's not hard. Like, and I'm not even a smart person. I'm really not. I am not a smart person. I feel like I am more of a jack of all trades when it comes to information. I'm like middle of the road at best in most things. But I just think that this is a very simple solution, you know. Like, I understand that you guys are looking towards feedback on certain systems, which we have been leaving in ad nauseum for months, like literally since phase 3 started, about like crates as an example. And we haven't seen hardly any real changes to the crate system. So it's like from September to now, there's been a shit ton of fucking feedback. But now it's like, if they put up like a post about it and it's all new feedback, like, then what happened to all the feedback that was from September to now? Like, before y'all spun that up, you know, for a feedback thread. Like, that's what I'm confused on. Because honestly, like, I think the crate system has a lot to be adjusted personally. And I just don't understand the mindset of what they're trying to do with certain things. And again, it all comes down to communication. And I feel like we have not really been properly communicated to as to how certain systems are going to evolve, or if the feedback that we're giving is relevant to the conversation right now. Because if y'all aren't ready for crate feedback, I ain't going to write up a whole Reddit post about it then. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, it's like, especially if it's just going to be like spun up later, 3 months or 4 months later, and now you're asking for feedback, but it's like, oh, but I left feedback like 2.5 months ago. Did y'all read that? It was like 6 pages worth of feedback on the crate system. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. And that feels bad, you know? And that's why people are asking, like, are y'all even reading the feedback? Which is a valid answer. Like, it's a valid question, at least. Was the Intrepid responding to my post on Reddit leaving feedback? Thanks for suggesting it. I should put it up there. Yeah, man. Like I said, I always tell people, like, if I see, anytime I'm in the Ashes, hold on real quick. Someone's knocking on the door. All right, sorry. This little boy on the other neighboring house, they kicked the ball over in the backyard. All right. Let me see. Good evening, and maybe a day over there. Vlad has just hopped in. Well, welcome, Horror Show. Welcome, man. We're just chatting it up over here. Let me see. 100%. It's a shame. It's a shame nobody's in PTR, and that's because there's no reason to test right now. I've spent about 30 plus hours in PTR before Steam release. I don't know if my feedback was heard though. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I usually always go in the PTR. Usually, I would say about 95% of the time when they put a PTR, I'll go in there and start testing. And I didn't even really feel like doing that because I don't think any of the stuff that they did for this latest patch is worth testing. We're already doing that on live. Why am I going to go on a fresh serve or on a fresh character and give you the same things that we've been saying online? Like, it's just, that feels like a waste of my time personally. Like, I think it would be better served if instead of running the PTR, just go back, go, on the Discord, go on the Reddit, go on the forums, put up keywords like, hey, we want treasure maps, put up treasure maps. Oh, okay. This person did a Reddit post. This person did a forum post. This person did, some Discord feedback threads. Like, go through all that. Like, that would better serve y'all's time as developers or as like community managers or whoever it is that's sniffing through all that stuff than like trying to appease whatever on, spinning up a PTR for the sake of spinning up a PTR. Like, I honestly, and many people have been saying this, so y'all could have just rolled that out to live. Like, seriously, like I really don't understand why y'all think y'all needed a PTR to test that particular patch. Let me see. Yes, that's very true. They should really iterate more on what they do. At least the part of the dev team should focus on iteration. Yeah, no, I completely agree. So yeah, they should just honestly stop the servers for a month or two and get their shit together and then bring it back. As much as I would like that, I don't think they'll ever do that, to be honest with you. I think we're kind of just stuck with how it is. Introduce a system they will allow people to actually test on live, and let's focus. That'll be number one on PvP first and PvE number two. I don't care what system it is, but I just think that I don't like the fact that we're also just not treating live servers as a test. Truly, like, that's literally what we're supposed to be doing. If something's broken, I'm supposed to do a /bug and give my experience as to what just happened in this broken thing. I do that on live. That is what you do. And yet it's, but we're supposed to do that more on the PTR, or like, I don't know, man. It's wild. It's really wild. You see exactly. People should be doing the testing on live, which is the test server. PTR is pointless. Nobody will invest time in that. I mean, people will. I think if there's systems worth testing out options for, people will. I can guarantee you that if they put up a PTR about crates and there was certain changes they had that were nerfs, or let's say crates / caravans, right? They put up like changes to the caravan system. They did changes to the crate system. They put up a PTR so people can literally go and start running them. I can guarantee you people would have started doing that shit 100%, because that's a concern that is plaguing a lot of players right now, is the crate system and the caravan system. But they didn't do that. It's literally on systems that people, it's not really their primary concern. As much as I love treasure maps, the current way to do treasure maps to me is complete dog. It's complete dog. And they need to redo that system for me to feel reinvigorated to even attempt to do that system again. Let me see. You said it, the actual server is the test. No reason to have PTR. Just give a chance to players to test. This is not a live server. This is a test server, period. Exactly. Like, and we have to start treating it as such. Yes, we're trying to treat it as a live environment so people can play naturally, do things as they would on a live server, so we can experience actual behaviors of players and not unnatural behaviors of players, because that's not really a good data set either. And we're getting that. But we also need to start treating it like a testing ground too. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. We need Asmongold to come back and speak for us, and then we'll take care of it. Yeah, well, like I said, and maybe this is, maybe too cocky of me. But I mean, I always thought if I can be, the Asmongold of Ashes, as Asmon was to WoW, that was always kind of my dream. I mean, Asmongold, I think, was a great thing for the WoW community, as many people may have loved him or hated him, but I thought he did a lot for the WoW community as someone that was in that community myself. Let me see. It is a test server, not a quality control server. Exactly. Let me see. You say you have some devs at Intrepid. You ask them, what the fuck are they doing? What the fuck is even going on? Private NDA. Look, I don't like disclosing any kind of private information, especially like conversations wise, but just like anybody else, right? Like that works at a company, most of the people that I talk to aren't managers or in charge, right? But I know the people that I do talk to work their ass off, in their departments. And they can't, and nor can I ever speak on like other people in my team. You know what I mean? I can only really speak for myself, but when I talk to people that were part of my team, I can give like, hey, this is what this person told me. This is what that person told me. Oh, when I would go into or ask them about, their side of the project or what they've accomplished so far, this is what they told me, or this is what they showed me about the thing. But really you can only account for your own work. Right. And so I think sometimes people get very, upset at the entity itself, right? Which people are, I think, more upset at Intrepid overall. But it's like one dev isn't responsible for the entirety of Intrepid. Does that make sense? Let me see. Seriously though, I feel bad for the devs every time something goes live that people don't like. The community blows up on them and then blows up on them for reverting it. The PTR is kind of the buffer for them. I know I wouldn't want to deal with it. Yeah, I feel bad for the devs too, man. But honestly, a lot of the devs are adults. You know what I mean? It does suck, but they signed up for the suck just as much as we signed up for the suck. I mean, it's true. It's very true. Like, they understand that things aren't always going to go the way that they want to, just as we as the players know that not everything's going to happen the way we want to. And it sucks when both collide, when the negativity of our frustration meets the negativity of their frustration. And that kind of collides into this fucking black hole of negativity, What's up, Eric? How you doing, brother? You see, making more stuff accessible will give them better feedback than people repeating the same thing over and over without any bug reports. Grind is not a test. Yeah, I mean, I think grind, and I think the way people are going about the, playing the game right now, is good in natural behavior patterns. But we've already given the feedback. Like, again, you can go and look at the Discords, you can look at the Reddits, you can look at videos, you can look at anywhere. And if you're looking for feedback on crates, I can guarantee you'll find a shit ton of information about how people should do crates. Same thing with caravans, same thing with PvE, same thing with PvP, same thing about any system, you will find feedback on it. It's not like they don't understand, or the devs don't understand like what people are complaining about. I think they know exactly what they're complaining about. My whole thing is that the people that are in charge of spinning the PTR up and conducting these tests, like, who's doing that? On whose authority? You know what I'm saying? Like, is it Steven doing it? Like, or is it like, are y'all taking it upon yourselves to do it? Like, I'm curious on that part, because I think the PTR tests could actually be very lucrative for you guys. But I think the way it's currently being done is it's giving y'all peanuts. It's giving y'all nothing. Like, it's giving y'all the same result as going to live and asking people on live. And I don't think it's a waste of time. Truly, it's a waste of time. I think PTR, when people had like classes to test, like whether it was summoner or rogue or whatever, those tests were way more conducive, because there's an iteration process that we know is happening in the back end, whether it's through abilities, animations, flow, passives, damage, all that stuff. But now that we have all the classes out, systems, I think, are way the hell more easier to iterate on. Like, way more easier. Y'all just have to make a decision on y'all's end what y'all want to do. All the feedback is there. And a lot of the feedback is very conflicting, because you have some people that really love crates that want it to be like the system over caravans. And then you have people that don't want crates at all, don't want the crates to even generate any amount of gold, and want caravans to be the main thing. It's up to you guys. Y'all have to fucking do it y'all selves and tell us, and then we'll give you feedback on y'all's final decision, just like we always do. See, I have no problems with that, but if there's a philosophy change for Intrepid and probably many players, I come from Rust and I grind every week after wipe, so I'm already used to it. Well, I think a lot of people that probably come from like survival games, or whether it's like ARPGs, if you come from ARPG, you're constantly like grinding and doing the same shit over and over and over again. So it's not a big deal to you. But I think for MMO players, like whenever there's a wipe, it just really burst the wind out of your cells, and you're like, I don't even know if I want to start over. You know what I'm saying? They need to have the PR take responsibility for communicating with the community, discuss what bugs and issues they have heard and are addressing, and make sure people know that even it may not be a recent bug or issue that they still have on the radar. Exactly. Like, dude. And again, I will gladly, like, I would sign an NDA, which I already have one signed just by being a content creator, but even another NDA to get more privy information. And I will fucking be a spokesperson. I don't give a shit. I know you guys are lacking. I will do that shit for free. For free. You don't have to pay me. You don't have to count me as an employee. You can hire me as a contractor for $0. I will sign whatever NDA you want. I will let y'all know what y'all need to do. And then I could be that spokesperson, and I will write up the glorious adventurers, you know, and give the lowdown to the community. Once I know certain things on y'all's end, which I would have to be very careful for, because I don't want to, like, you know, but as long as I know you guys are aware of it, I will make up a fucking post. You, Steven or Margaret, can then post that. And you don't have to give me the freaking credit. I'm just saying I will be that person. Like, I think y'all need someone like that. And if you guys are so boggled down with being inundated by RMT, the bot situation, the GM console hack situation, there's a lot of situations that I think are going on simultaneously, which any team could be underneath a boulder of shit, basically. But yeah, man, like I would definitely do that. I mean, I just want this game to get better. I want the community to start healing, because, you know, I've seen the community spiral in negativity, and it takes a long time, honestly, most of the time for us to kind of like get out of it and get more positive and get back on track to feeling like pumped again or excited for the future. Like, I think you ask any person that's been in the community right now, everybody is like in this huge pessimistic negative take of everything. Everybody. I haven't seen a lot of optimistic people right now in the community. I just haven't. And that's speaking so honestly right now, because, you know, I myself am a pretty positive person. And I think the reality of the situation is that there's just a lot of things that are plaguing players that they feel has landed on deaf ears. But honestly, like, I don't know if that's the case. I don't know. But if I have certain conversations with certain individuals and know, okay, and then I can write up a report and I can say, hey, this is what I want to write. And then whoever can say like, hey, I read it, go ahead and post that, then freaking post it. I think most people just want information and want that feeling of acknowledgement. That's it. It's all just acknowledgement from the community, you know? Ludi dude, what's going on, brother? Good to see you. Good to see you. Let me see. There are weirders everywhere. Your experience is less valid. Isn't less valid because people disagree. I'm a PvPer, but I know for a fact this game needs to cater to Care Bears or it'll fail, for example. Yeah, I think, look, you know, when it comes to the whole like PvE side of things, like as a PvEer myself, as a former trying to not be a Care Bear, you know, I'm not saying that I want everything to be so handholdy or so easy or the complete elimination of PvP, but you do need that subset of players to survive. And I think the more and more and more people keep alienating that particular community, all you're going to get left with is wolves. That's it. There's not going to be any sheep for y'all to slaughter. And I don't know if that's going to be a good game for you guys as PvPers. And I don't know if that's going to be a good game for us. And I think that's where we have to come up to a middle ground with, which I am optimistic we can reach personally. Let me see exactly, man, why punish people leveling and be forced to go through the entire desert to reach an XP grind spot. Make people with mats go through that, though, not everyone. See, I'm mainly losing faith in their ability to facilitate large-scale PvP. The servers haven't improved in that regard since A2 launch. Yeah, I think the server performance has definitely improved when it came, because if you remember Alpha 2 phase 1, bro, you couldn't even look 10 meters and then people would just start popping. And it was bad, real bad. Now, of course, you know, many of you guys may not remember that, but I definitely do. Servers have improved, but they need to keep improving. And I think we've seen a stagnation in the improvement due to getting dynamic gridding online and automatically gridding itself instead of being manually gridded. So, you know, it's gonna take some time, you know what I mean, for sure. Three Dragons Media, thank you so much for the follow, brother. Thank you. Dynamic grading isn't online. Is it? It is. From what the community has said, or not the community, but from what the team has said, it is working, and it's actually set to automatic and not manual. Let me see. PvPers referring to PvEers as Care Bears shows exactly what the problem is. Yeah, well, I'm kind of used to it. I've been in the MMO community for 20 years. I mean, I've been told worse. To me, I believe the biggest reason why our RMT and bots are so rapid right now is the whole grindy part. People are willing to RMT to be able to test the rest, hunting the game on doing that. Well, for sure. I think when it comes to grind, a lot of current MMO players aren't used to this level of grind. They just aren't. I truly believe that. And I think any way that they can circumvent that grind in any kind of way is more alleviating to them, because they're trying to treat this as a game and not a test. That's really why. You see, they gambled the future on the project for short-term cash flow in Steam. The first impression lands. They're burning bridges and showing their hand. Potentially. I think right now, if let's say Ashes comes out on a live 1.0 launch in summer of next year, I think if shit really hits the fan right now and gets spirally negative, and by May, you know, we start seeing slight improvements, by June, we start seeing more greater improvements, by let's say September, we start seeing some, oh shit, like this is getting really fucking good. They're listening finally. You know, I think by December, if we have the completed continent 2.0 versions of every single biome, crates are great again. Caravans are great again. Crates are still being run, but not even to the degree of they once were. RMT is completely down. It's not out because it'll never be out, but it's way down. Botting is way down. We can get there. It's just going to take time. I believe we can get there, you know. And if we don't get there, then I feel like Intrepid is going to face even more harsher criticisms than they are already currently doing or getting. And we could actually see Ashes of Creation fail, which I don't want. And I know the devs aren't working to fail. They're working for Ashes to succeed. And I think that's why I'm here to try to leave feedback. And I know y'all are trying to leave feedback because none of us want this game to fail. If you even semi-like this game or semi-like the bones of this game, I don't think any of y'all want this game to fail. I just think right now it feels like a level of like mismanagement when it comes to systems, mismanagement when it comes to communication. No, Mama, I can't. Go with Sissy, okay? She's so cute. You see, maybe he doesn't even care. Maybe he has the money. People say he used to make so much money for himself. He feels has way more investors than he has money himself. I mean, I don't know Steven's money situation, but honestly, like, if he's already spent an upwards of $60 million, that is an insane amount of fucking money to put up, like, yourself. I can't even, and I've said this before many times, I can't even adequately compare anything in my life to something to that degree. I can't. That's a shit ton. You think an MMO can exist without RMT or bots? I think I would love to see an MMO exist that doesn't have RMT or bots, but I also don't live in Fantasyland. I mean, there's literally like not a single MMO I can think of that doesn't have some form of RMT, whether that's third party or literally in game or botting to some degree. Like World of Warcraft, almost 20 something years later, still has bots in this game today. Mostly they go in and do like, it's either like multi-boxing, botting, or like the dungeon running, but it still fucking happens. Still happens to this day. Let me see. What are your thoughts on how the game respects its players' time? Like, does the game respect our time or does it need a tweak? Oh, it definitely needs tweaks, brother. I mean, I think the intent is for the game to respect your time, because there's things that you have your own time for, but honestly, that's probably more of an opinion. Let's just be honest. Because at the end of the day, I can say that the game doesn't waste your time, but then you'll, like, people in the chat will be like, I think the game completely wastes your time, you know? But games are designed to waste your time, but they're supposed to be fun. If they're fun, it's wasting your time. It doesn't really matter to you. But if it's not fun and it wastes your time, then it really matters to you. And I think the journey is what's missing from a lot of the formulas in the current MMOs. There's no journey anymore. And you've heard that statement probably from many content creators. For me personally, I love the fact that I can go into the game right now and create my own journey, create my own flow of leveling, do the things that I want to do, the things that I want to prioritize in, and the rest can be damned. Like, I'm not here to try to like grind against strangers and be the best. I'm here to enjoy the time I have in this game and do the things that make me happy. And I feel like Ashes does that to me. So hopefully that's a good answer for you. Maybe Steven shouldn't set up expectations regarding RMT and botting so high, kind of a common theme with Ashes. I think Steven does set certain themes because he's a very passionate person. And I think that he really believes in his team to do things like at the best possible ability, but that may not always be the reality, sadly. Thank God I'm not the only one thinking it doesn't respect our time. Yeah, I mean, right now it needs a lot of tweaks. So many systems are unfinished, unrefined, unpolished. The loops are missing to a huge degree. I think that's why I tell people to not expect a game out of Alpha 2 right now. You can Frankenstein a game together, but you have to, there's a lot of suspension of disbelief that has to happen in your brain. If you don't do that, you're not going to be in a world, you're going to be in a world of hurt. You know what I mean? Just being honest. Brother, I'm bodying lineage to private servers and getting half a paycheck in RMT each month. Oh my God, dude. If the game has trading and it will have RMT guaranteed. Exactly. You see, it depends on what you want out of the game personally. If it wastes your time, I enjoy gathering. I enjoy working on the goal to craft epic weapons and armors. I enjoy doing crate runs. Yeah, like I said, and if you're enjoying your time, isn't that what game's all about? Seriously. Like, I mean, if you're playing a game and you're wasting your time with having fun, isn't that what gaming in a sense is all about? Let me see. RMT expectations was for launch. Leave RMT in alpha. A level of RMT in alpha is insane. Well, yeah, because the level of players competition and the mindset there is insane. That's why people are buying gold and buying gear and buying cheat codes and all this other shit to literally get ahead. It happens all the time. Let me see. Bots are also pushing the numbers on Steam. It's not in their interest to remove them right now. Again, I personally believe, you know what I mean, padding on an extra 5,000. Like if we have currently like 15,000, like how many people do we have here? Let me do this real fast. Steam charts. I don't see too much of a difference going from 15,000 to 10,000 or 20,000 to 15,000. I personally think we have about 4,000 to 5,000 bots in the game currently across all servers. That's just my opinion. You may think otherwise. Let's see. So right now, at least on Steam charts, right now in the game, it's like what, 4 p.m. There's about 15,000 people playing, and we had about 16,000 overall peak. So if you got rid of all the bots, we'd have 10,000, which was pretty much, I think, almost in line with what we were at phase 2. We had like 8,000, I think, across all of it. So, 5K is a lot. If it's 15K players, that's a third of the player base. Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying it's not a lot, but I'm just saying like it doesn't really add too much of a difference to me. Like whether it's 15,000, 10,000, it's 20,000, 15,000, it's, I don't know. Like it's not a big deal to me right now. Numbers they honestly don't matter in the grand scheme of things. As long as we can have at least over 10,000 players across all servers for just sheer testing purposes, I think we're okay. But having like 2,000 players, that's getting dangerous ground for our testing, because that means we're not having a good enough retention of testers to keep iterating or keep giving feedback on systems that could potentially be changing, which anytime a system changes, that leaves like holes in systems, right? That leaves systems that to be unrefined or need more polish or have potential exploits or dupes attached to them that affect other systems and stuff like that. The less players we have, that's probably less people reporting, that's less people finding. And, so you definitely need like a healthy tester base to help ship the game to a 1.0 launch. That is for sure. It's funny because the current RMT is exactly what I expected. Maybe I'm just a doomer or I have played too many MMOs. I'm glad it's happening because Steven / Intrepid are often too naive. Well, I mean, they're green, dude. Like this is Steven's first foray into the gaming sphere with Ashes of Creation. Now he may have hired people that were seasoned devs, but is everybody seasoned at Intrepid? I don't think so either. Let me see. Don't burn yourself. I have 400 hours in the game. 400. Let me see. What is it? 400 power, 100 gold. Lots of good memories already, but I'm currently taking a break until it wipes. It's all good. No worries at all. Yeah, man. You need to pace yourself. Like, that's the thing. You need to pace yourself. You need to understand like where this game truly sits. And if you aren't having a good time, if you are getting frustrated and getting to the point of like, I don't want to deal with this shit anymore, then don't. Like, come back whenever you see like a live stream of like systems or changes to systems that were really bothering you, and now they're reiterated, they're fixed with brand new things that, you know, would actually make you more excited about the system and not feeling like this system is just like dog crap. Like, do that. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I would do. I feel like I'm in a more poorer position than you guys because I'm a content creator for this game, but you know, everybody else, I always say like, hey, take a break. You know what I mean? Please. Let me see. Yeah. So imagine what banning bots would do. You say it's 5K, so people see 5K more players quitting. More people will quit because they realize it was only bots, and then you only get the dangerous grounds you said. I mean, yeah, potentially. I mean, it can potentially happen that way, but I think players they spend too much time with concurrency, with numbers. And I just don't think numbers in the grand scheme of things like don't ultimately matter. Like, let's say if we were like super successful, right? Let's say we had like 50,000 people or, you know, 75,000 people, and we go from 75 to 65 or from 65 to 45, like none of that really matters. The only thing that's going to ever matter is when this game actually officially launches. And that's where the mattering truly starts. Like, no one's going to care, you know, of like, oh, well, how many people were playing this during the test? Who gives a shit? You know, seriously, like, who gives a shit how many people were testing? Like, all that matters is that first day true 1.0 launch. Like, that's what ultimately matters. We say there's no need to wipe. Intrepid can raise level cap to 35 and introduce level 30 gear, and this will be, or the diminish some RMT. They definitely could do that. I mean, and they could, and to be honest with you, like, I think these particular fixes need to happen before a wipe can occur. There's just no point in wiping. There's no point in, especially if we're just going to run into the same issues. I've been playing for over a year, 7 characters to 25, killed all world bosses, all dungeon bosses, did sieges, etc. I'm lucky because I play Rust. I go hard, crush people, then I chill. Yeah, and like I said, if you can sprint hard, do everything that you want to do, and then you're like, all right, well, I kind of finished first. Everybody else is still straggling behind. I guess I'll just chill somewhere else until shit gets interesting again. You know, I think that's probably the best way to approach it. Question, do you think the current player base is healthy for the economy if bots were not there? I think so. I do. Because like I said, we had at the start, if we go by Steven numbers in phase 2, we had 8,000 players day 1 of phase 2, and phase 2 felt fucking packed. So I don't, like, again, to me, anything above 10,000 is gravy. But once we start getting below that, and we did start seeing that towards phase 2.5 and towards the end of going into like phase 3, where player concurrency was probably in the thousands, like 1 or 2,000. And I think having that number be there for months, like 1,000, 2,000 players, like, that's going to be bad. And, you know, we can't afford to like just not have any testers. But I'll just be honest with you too. I think we have a pretty hardcore community here in Ashes that I think as long as they keep adding the new stuff, like, in which every single time, this would have been a more crazier trend if we kept on seeing a start of a phase and it was at a poor, higher, like an all-time peak than the last phase. Like, if we had, as an example, let's say 20,000 people at the start of phase 1, and then in phase 2 launched, we had 15,000, And then when phase 3 launched, we had 10,000. So it didn't matter that stuff was improving. It didn't matter that there was new content because players didn't give a shit because people weren't happy with the game. Every single time we launched, we actually had an increase in player numbers, which is a good sign. And every time that we have like major things happen to the game, players come back. And that to me is a good indication. So as long as we can keep that going, I think we'll be okay. Just my opinion. Let me see. Yeah, the different demographics, and also people deal with issues differently. Since I probably spent about 2K hours on the game, I'm happy I'll just wait for the next wipe. I think in your position, yeah, I would probably feel the same way. Steven and the team just have a ton of data and feedback from the early access release already. They could legitimately merge the servers and just let us chill and come back in 6 months with a massive update. I don't know if they can wait that long. I think that would be a bad thing if they were to literally have us be in this position of the way the game currently is and say, hey guys, we're not going to give you all a patch until July. Have fun. Give us feedback on whatever you're so like. That would be fucking terrible. Like, I'll tell you that right now. I would probably stop just playing Ashes myself as a content creator and probably play Arcade or something, because I need new shit. You know, I need differences. I need shifts to happen. And if it became way too stagnant for way too long, like, you're not gonna be able to keep people at all, like at all. The MMO community are always dreamers. The thing, everything can be done quickly, but MMOs take a very long time, let alone though it's only a team with 200. This game already has so many systems. The most MMOs don't have until years after full release. Well, I think it takes a long time to really develop the skeleton, right? And we still don't even have the skeleton of Ashes of Creation yet, because if the skeleton to me means every single foundational system is present in the game. That is not the case right now. We are still missing foundational, pivotal systems that are just not here. As an example, we are missing the 4 types of settlements, which is military, scientific, divine, and economic. Those aren't even in the game right now. Even though it says this is an economic, there's no functionality of it. We're missing the secondary archetypes. We're missing literally 25 more levels. We're missing questing. We're missing story arcs. We're missing recipes. We're missing literally complete professions. Hunting is not even in the game right now because the current hunting we have is completely placeholder. Animal husbandry, completely placeholder. Like, we still have like artificial bones that need to be gone and put in with real shit. So it's hard to even flesh stuff out because we still are lacking the bones of certain systems that could still affect the fleshed out portions of other systems because they've been here probably longer. And it's just going to be a lot to do all at once. So they need to like roll out the way they have been doing. But I think right now it's just, there's a lot of pivotal changes that need to be made to current systems right now. This game has too many recipes. LMAO, please no more recipes. Bro, I'm so sorry to tell you, brother, there is going to be a shit ton more recipes. A shit ton. We are missing all of Master and Grandmaster. We are still missing a bunch of light recipes, a bunch of medium recipes. I think the only confirmation I have is that we have a good amount of heavy recipes, but those aren't even complete yet. So yeah, we're missing a shit ton. So if you're not into the whole recipe shit, I hate to break it to you, brother. But and we have more weapon types coming out too. So yeah, we're missing a shit ton of recipes. Sorry to say. Let me see. That's a lot to be done to launch next year, in my opinion. Yeah, it is. This is why I still don't think we can probably make it to launch by next year either. This is why I said this last year, that it's going to be very apparent how the game will shape up by the end of the year. And now that we're in the 2026 era, I still think that we have probably 2 years at best, all of 2026 and potentially all of 2027. And then we could release potentially in Q1 of 2028, potentially. But it just goes to see like how many systems they could pump out, iterate, polish, and action is going to show more than words. That is for sure. I think that is very for sure. None of that matters until there's PvP incentives for guilds to stay invested in the game, guild castles. Yeah, and I mean, castles aren't even in the game. There's, like I said, there's a plethora of systems that should be in the game that are not even present. Let me see. I agree to I agree to some degree, but testing / QA is not the same as player feedback. Also, we're free QA. Yes, we are. I'm ready to make a tequila with agave. Oh my god, that's actually insane. I know, brother. Shabazzy, what's going on, brother? Good to see you. Good to see you. No, I do like it. I just was being sarcastic. Yeah, no, like I said, I'm huge into the economy. I really want the economy to be way more fleshed out, but it just really sucks to me that we still haven't even really tested a lot of medium stuff because it's such a pain in the dick to make right now because of the current way of hunting and placements and just everything. It's terrible. And so we have to get rid of that to get the actual shit. And then we have to leave feedback. Once we actually get the hunting system, that's like the brand new hunting system that everybody's excited to have. We all could hate it. Like, seriously, like all of us could be like, this is terrible. Like, what? You know what I mean? And then we have to iterate it again, which, you know, that could be sending it back to the drawing board all over again. You see right now, Ashes, it's Ashes of bots, bots everywhere. I watched 2 bots PvP each other last night. Oh my God. That's so funny. Let me see. Does the PTR not give you big doubt that patch was a nothing burger? Oh, I said it was a nothing burger. There was the only thing that I appreciated from that patch was that they were going to basically disable snow. Thank God. That was the only thing I took away from that one patch. Let me see. I think the outsourcing comment that Steven said might speed things up quite a bit, and they are happy with some of the core systems and its content. I hope so. I hope so. I don't know. Again, I don't have the knowledge to say like how fast or slow the contractors could speed up certain bits of systems or content. And if they can, awesome. But I want to be realistic in what I do know. And I'm still holding out hope that they can pump it out. If you never look at Discord, YouTube, Reddit, etc., the game is quite fun. Ignorance is bliss. That's how nobody cared about bots / Armchair Deer Vanilla BC. Yeah, that's what I mean. And bots were a thing. But again, we were so ignorant back then because honestly, MMOs, even in the early 2000s, many people were naive. I mean, a lot of people were getting into the MMO genre at that time. It's not like we had years of experience in that genre. So we just didn't know. We didn't know any better, right? And when you don't know any better, yeah, you're going to have a lot more fun and be naive for sure. Let me see. There's a lot of actual worthy patch coming soon. There has to be actual yeah, no, 100%. Milo's, yeah, this has to be. Okay, so let me move away from slightly negative stuff for a quick question. How do you think these secondary archetypes are going to act, i.e. tank / mage? Will the tank just be able to add elements only? So it comes into the schools of augmentation. So how secondary archetypes work is if you are a main tank, a primary tank, which means that you select a tank at character creator, and then at level 25, you select mage, you'll then be able to put 4 spells of augmentation on chosen abilities. Now, like, let's say for your, God, I wish I knew fucking tank abilities. But let's say your grapple, right? The tank grapple. You're going to be able to either put fire, cold, lightning, or teleportation on the grapple. Potentially. And I think not every ability on your primary class could potentially be augmented. Like, as an example, as a mage, right? You have that one ability that you basically light yourself up like a light bulb. I don't think that ability is going to be able to be augmented. Let's just be real. But fireball or firebolt could be. And that's what it is. I still, the jury's still out for me. As much as I want to criticize, I'm actually truly scared about this system because I think it's going to be very generic, but I could be wrong. And I hope to God I'm wrong. I just want to see it for what it actually is instead of me trying to fantasize potential possibilities. Yeah. It's the only 4 spells. That seems really low, brother. That's 9,000 variations across all 64 archetypes. That's a shit ton. Because potentially every class is going to end up having 30 to 40 abilities once it's all said and done. And that's not including passives, abilities. And again, you're going to be able to choose which abilities you want to select, you know, and once we get ranks, it's going to um pigeonhole you more into certain abilities, because you could put like 5 talent points into Firebolt, right? 5 talent points into Blink, right? Because there's going to be certain rank ups, and the passive could increase the power gain of abilities, right? But yeah, there's just a lot that I am nervous about, right? I want stuff to feel more transformative, but I feel like it's just going to be more like add-ons to abilities, right? Like my maim ability as a fighter, right? I love that ability. I think if I were to go fighter mage, I think adding the fire augment to maim could just put a burning on all targets, which is fine. It's serviceable, but it's not anything fun or interactive or things that could be cool, right? Now, if they added a burning thing that basically makes them blow up at the end and does more AoE damage, that's fucking cool. And that's the kind of stuff I'm hoping they do. I'm hoping that if they go playing with it, they could add certain modifiers to make things better, right? Or adding a lightning to maim could put like a chain lightning when I hit maim. So as soon as I hit maim on a target, it chain lightnings to other targets around. Like that would be fucking cool. Like I think if they just think a little outside the box, just a little bit, I think I will be happy with it. But if they go too plain with it, is where I will be very disappointed by the system personally. It's a shame that they forced to work on the augment system. I think it's nearly impossible as some of the other core features, and potentially something they could delay until after launch. Well, Steven said that that's not an option. That has to be a deliverable for 1.0. Like if you go watch the interview that I did with him, with Nice and all the other content creators, I asked him about augments, and he says, he said the augment system will be fully done by beta. Like that was his words. He could be wrong, but I don't think that's a system you can literally wait until after launch to deliver on. Let me see, not only to add more to the class system pile, but I wish monk was on the class list. People wish it was like monk, druid, pirate. I don't know what a pirate would even do, but I've heard people say pirate, and I'm like, I don't know what a swashbuckler is really. I mean, I don't know if it's just another version of like a lazy drunken fighter, but who knows. Well, that directly correlates with the class and level system. Can't they have level 50 complete games with more classes / levels, right? I mean, potentially. I mean, they could go that route. I mean, it just depends on how in depth I think Intrepid wants to go with it. It was the only, or honestly, I can only ask about wanting to go Bard on my summoner if Bard is, or if summoner for super support to become an enchanter. I'm just curious on how it's going to work, and we all need to get our hands on it to know. No, for sure. Like all of us are gonna have to get our hands on it to know. And I think they're gonna be rolling out the schools of augmentation out slowly. So they said it was gonna be tank and cleric first, and we're only going to get potentially 2 schools of augmentation of the cleric and the tank. So we may get like life and death for the cleric, and then two schools of, I don't know what the schools of augmentation are for tank. I don't think they've ever really been said. Did you see the Fable dev video with 1,000 NPCs all interacting with the main character in various unique ways? I have not. Yeah, I did see that the new Fable was out or whatever. I did see a short that everybody in the game walks like a female. I did see that, but I have not seen anything from the dev or the Fable thing. Video games do what's going on, brother. Let me see. I wish Pugilist or Monk could have been Archetype, but alas, yeah. I mean, that could be in the future. Who knows? Vladish, check your GMs. Actually, you're gonna love this. Okay, one second. Okay, here we go. How to force flag and kill bots for easy materials. Watch this, you're gonna love it. Shout out to Flanker, where I watched how he does it. Nugget Dunker, who came up with this from Slamming Salmon's Guild. Interesting. Okay, hold on one second.
Hello.
Is it okay, it's a short video. 1 second. All right. So this is a video. Sorry guys, I just clicked on it way too quick. This is how to kill bots easily in Ashes of Creation. It just came up 13 minutes ago. So give me 1 moment. I gotta put my headset on.
This is how it works. These bots, you need to follow them for a while because you will know when they are a bot. They go to every resources. If they are even not there, they will make a stop. If it's not there, they will go for the next spot to farm it. So what you're gonna do is that you want to go buy a crowbar first from the Caravan Mastery, or I think Caravan Assist, and then the Black Marketer guy. One of these two, both of them can sell it. You buy this crowbar and you equip it in your artisan tab. Like you open your character tab and go to artisan and you can equip it.
Okay.
And what you want to do is you want to see where these bots are farming. The best way is to follow them for a while and find their last spot that they make a stop before going to the town. And then you put the crate that you have, you make a crate, like a common crate. It can be like a citizen or a guild or whatever, any crate. And then you go to the last spot that they stop, you put the crate down and you open it with the crowbar, but you do not loot it, and you wait. The bot does his route, and the last spot that he's gonna come, that's where you put your crate as a trap. He will come there and press F on it, because F is the same for gathering and opening or looting something. And then he will get flagged and you can easily kill them and get the materials out of them.
Wait a minute. I thought they didn't put that in yet. I thought you can actually pick up a crate without being flagged. Did they actually put that in finally, where if you pick up someone else's crate, you automatically get flagged now? Because I thought that wasn't in the game yet. By the way, found no crate has to be open. Let me see. Crate has to be open, and this bot clicks to loot it. Oh my god, dude. What a genius fucking tactic. By the way, found new tech for killing bots today. You can place. Yeah, no, we're literally watching. We're literally watching that right now. Oh my god. This is. Hold on, let me finish this.
Kill this guy. I'm gonna check for the other one. See where the fuck he go.
Alright, I'll wait for this one then.
Oh, he's flagged. He's flagged. This one is flagged.
Go, go, go! Kill him again!
No way.
Are you guys getting all the good loot off of them?
This ones didn't have much farm on them, the two that we killed.
Oh. How are you guys killing them anyways?
Just put a crate down, open it with the crowbar.
Wait, so if you know, so here's the thing. Especially in Jova, where I go, there's a bunch of mines there. If I know they're going to like a particular granite or basalt, could I drop my crate right on the granite or basalt and like they potentially loot it and then I can kill them? I have to fucking try this now. I have to try this there. Yes, and open it there. Oh my god, yes. Oh dude, this is gonna be fucking sweet. Oh my god. King Etiashi, thank you, dude. This is gonna be, yes, it's gonna be a lot of fun. Oh my god, it's kind of crazy that breaking the crate doesn't flag you. As good as this is, I feel like you should flag for doing the break action. No, 100%. So wait a minute, you need to force it open first. But yes, okay. So I have to drop my crate, force it open. And then as they're running over there about to hit the granite or basalt, then they'll action it and then they'll go combatant. He did flag with when breaking it, correct? Okay. Okay. Let me see. Can we get a link? Yeah, no, for sure. I'll link this shit right now to you guys. 1 second. There you go. That should be across both YouTube and Twitch for everybody. But this is, I'm going to share this to my guild too. because fuck the bots. And if we can kill them without going corrupt, I'm all for it. This is great. This is great.
You know, in a place that you think they're gonna be next, and once they go there and
Dude,
press
King,
F, they will be flagged and we kill them.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
That's hilarious.
The hell, there's like 30 fucking deer standing in one spot.
Alright, coming to you.
Oh, there he is.
You're back over here.
They are southwest, like where my
You
marker
do have
is.
more
2 of them,
colored lands.
high level ones.
That's wonderful. I will.
Damn, this fucker is journeyman lumberjack. He was able to chop a willow.
Well, the braidwood wasn't a willow.
A willow, and he started to chop it as well.
The trick will be to be patient for them to be near their at the runs to get the most out of what they collected.
Oh, that's fine. I'm just letting you know I've got more and I ran out of space.
So how do you know when they're at the end of their run? Because are you literally seeing them run to the node, or like how have you been able to predict when they're at the when they're at their end? They go to the node when they are done. Okay. So usually where I see them in Jova is like right outside. Like, so once you pass the bridge going underneath the little cave thing, and then you go exit outside, and there's a bunch of like basalt usually on that field. Like, I always see bots there. So they hit their node, then they go back into town. You follow them long enough so you know. Oh my god, yeah, this is gonna be fun. This is gonna be fun.
He flagged again!
Dude.
Kill.
Get fucked, dude.
It's the same fucking crate down here. He's flagging on it non-stop. Yeah, this one is
I
great
love
for
this.
you.
This is great.
Let's go north, southwest, or northwest.
Alright, after these two crates kick you, for sure I will help you.
No, that's okay. I gotta run to my parents. I'll try to
Okay.
catch it later.
Here's Sailor Moon. Come here. Sailor
Alrighty.
Moon is here.
Be safe. See you soon.
There's literally a bot named Sailor Moon.
Run, Falcon, run.
Oh my god,
I'm
dude.
ready to smash my meal king.
Oh,
Wait,
Yeah, I've seen this guy too.
okay, I was like, where is this crate at? Okay, but he brought the crate down.
I dropped it. Take it to that far tree.
All right, so there he is
gonna be
going.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it might be too soon.
Wait. Maybe, please. Okay, crate is open.
Please,
There he
please.
goes.
Oh my god, epic material.
Dude.
Epic material.
Oh my god, this
I'm
is.
talking about.
Ash,
Oh my god.
fuck yeah.
God damn.
I am going.
I mean, I got
Bro, this is so good. This is so good. And again, I think when it comes to the whole botting, dude, like if we as a community can do shit like this, oh my god, it's gonna be so good. And it's like if Intrepid can't get him out, then we'll get him out. And if this could be something that we're doing like at a mass scale, and they aren't being profitable with it because everybody is killing them now. Like there's, again, bots are dumb traditionally. They just follow little simple commands, right? It's not like, I don't know if they can program something in their bot stuff to not interact with a particular item. Like, I don't know how that works. I really don't. But if that's not the case and they're just going to hit F as an interact button, get fucked. Like, I don't know how else to really say that. Just get fucked. Let me see. That's cool. And all problem is they're saying looting bots is exploiting. How is it exploiting? Like, I don't really consider that being an exploit. Like, you're literally killing another player by them being dumb. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, it's not the devs told us we can do it. Yeah, I wouldn't assume why would they say don't kill bots? I've heard people say that, like, why would you not want to kill a bot? Check Discord approved by Vacnar, no exploits. Yeah, I wouldn't assume it would be an exploit. That's dumb. Like, let me see. Oh, really? Okay, so this is what Duffels just sent me right now. Can you all see that? No, you can't see that. Can you see that now? There we go. So basically it says, someone asked, is killing bots for their loot okay? Slaughter all the bots you want. However, I'd be wary of doing so as a resource for goods. And then he says, killing bots is one thing, farming them for ill-gotten goods is another. Just wanted to share a quick answer for you here and now. I'll align further with the team before making any more statements for clarity. So basically, they don't mind us killing them, but they don't want us to farm them for their materials. Is it because they're technically flagged? Like, I think it probably if I had to just think about this for 2 seconds, it could be because they're flagged on the back end and any materials, but we got this statement in the interim though. They have cheated materials. You're basically knowing farming these with cheated materials. Secondhand bad loot. Well, I mean, I get it. Oh, you're receiving ill-gotten goods. Yeah. You see kind of the same logic as buying duped items. So just let the bots run wild. I think it's still fucking funny to kill them though. Like, but yeah, I guess right now, I think with Vacnar, he's like, yeah, I can kill all the bots you want, but I think again, killing them and looting them repeatedly. Yeah, so King at TS, you gotta be careful, brother. I just be careful. You know, I don't want you to get banned or anything like that. Let's see, yeah, basically, yes, kill bots, but don't loot them, in my view. If they don't want us to loot them, ban them. Yeah, I think honestly, right now, when it comes to the whole like banning of bots, like, look, I think if people did loot them like a couple of times, like, who fucking cares? Now, if you probably killed like 60 bots and looted every single material from them, that might be a huge issue. But I mean, dude, the 2 bots that I killed, they didn't even have anything worthwhile on them. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I just killed them because I just fucking, I just don't like bots. Yeah, unless you're getting insane amounts. Yeah, probably. Yeah, they don't want you to go there themselves and ban them. They'll have players having fun and looting. It's dumb. Yeah, give it 24 hours. The bots will upgrade to not fall for this. It's so trivial. Like I said, I don't know what comes down to the programming or anything like that. Like if they could actually not loot a crate. Like, so if they see a crate in their vicinity, they know not to loot or not to queue for that, but to queue for the next thing. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. New C bots will change their scripts pretty fast. Just have fun. Yeah. This shouldn't be an issue. There are bots. Loot them all. It's like everybody's so conflicted. It's like, no, they're ill-gotten goods. No, fuck that. Loot everything. This truly is a PvX game, guys. Yeah, I guess it could be seen as farming an NPC at the end, an illegal NPC that drops illegal wrongful loot. Yeah, I mean, I could see it from that point of view. I mean, you like, especially when you know, because it's so fucking obvious when it's a bot. So if you know that this thing that you're killing are bots and you're looting them, like you know that those materials weren't actually done by a player. Like if it was done by a player, then who fucking cares, right? But you know it wasn't. I know, you know, we all fucking know. Sorry, I was just making sure my wife didn't text me. We have a company coming over today. One of her friends just came back from Japan this past week, and so she's going to tell us her whole experience in Japan. So I'm super excited to hear about how it went. Let me see. I can't speak for Ashes, but bots usually can detect what they're interacting with and just ignore it. Oh, okay. Well, I kind of assumed, right? I mean, if it's just a simple script, right, you can probably just like, don't loot this thing. You know what I mean? Let me see. Emma, you're getting rewarded for killing, for your bot killing service. Yeah. Well, you also don't be rewarded with a suspension or a ban. You know what I'm saying? The huge issue would be if Intrepid allowing the bots, no bots equals no ill-gotten goods to loot. People have already began looting a ton of bots. We just saw in the video, there will be no action on accounts. Like I said, probably. I think they're just trying to like not like if they opened the floodgates and said, yes, kill the bots, loot whatever you want, no punishment, people would literally be doing that. Like right now, people are so bored in the game right now. That will be a whole fucking game loop for people, is just killing bots like every single day over and over. You know why? Because as soon as I saw this video, I wanted to do that. Like I want to do that. Let me see. What if you're a PvP in an arm tier and win and take ill-gotten good gains? The perspective is wild. Well, I think if you are knowingly killing somebody that isn't a player, like you technically are like looting stuff that wasn't gotten legitimately, just like if a RM tier got something that wasn't done legitimately, right? Whether it was like an exploit or, you know, a dupe, some of that effect. Is Intrepid still hiring? I think right now, no. I think they could be hiring potentially like next month or the following, but we'll see. Morally, this makes sense for the health of the game. Shouldn't they encourage this instead? Players can push out the bots, helping the game in the long-term run. And this is an alpha game that'll be wiped. I mean, personally, like, look, when it comes to the whole bot thing, and especially with bots being something that you're just not going to be able to fight, like it's going to get harder and harder and harder for us to fight this battle. It's going to be harder for us because, again, people are saying, oh, they'll just put it in their scripts now that don't loot crates. So then now this whole video is moot, right? And botters and the people that truly RMT are always trying to tweak and sophisticate their technology to be more efficient, to not die as much. And they're constantly like learning, you know, they're literally Tony Stark. Like they are at Mach 1, right? They're Mach 1 suit. And then by the time you know it, they're on Mach 47. You know what I mean? Like they're just constantly upgrading. They're constantly tweaking. Let me see. Unfortunately, not they just laid me off, Sag. Wait, Ludi, were you working for them? Or are you just trolling? Let me see. Why does it matter how much why does it matter how much loot do you have? Well, it depends on how many times they've looted them, for sure. Let me see. On the topic of materials, what do you think of the drop rates for rarities and how the quality stat influences it? Well, so currently right now, when it comes to artisanship stats, all of the artisanship stats that we have were for static node rarity, which was something that is not even in the game anymore. So there hasn't been any kind of number tuning yet when it comes to artisan stats. I feel like that's going to happen with the refresh of artisanship talent trees. Once we actually get artisan talent trees, I think they're also going to then give us the rebalancing and potentially even brand new stats for artisanship. So right now, quality feels like shit. And I, you know, as a gatherer, don't even go for quality. I, you know, as someone who mines and chops trees a lot, I think spoils is the GOAT, in my opinion. I don't really feel quality at all, in my opinion. I really wish there was some kind of indicator in the future, though. And when quality does get rebalanced in a better way, I think having like a plus next to it or something that indicates that this actually was initially like a heroic, but because of your quality rating, it upgraded to, you know, epic or something like that. Just letting you know that the system's working, you know, in that sense. Because I feel like, especially with the quality rating as a gatherer, like how do you really know it's working? You know what I'm saying? So let me see. Quality 100% helps a ton on mining. For the people that I've talked to, I haven't really seen much of a difference. I've actually seen people get better rarity without high quality than with high quality. And again, that could be bugs. That could be certain things happening for certain, maybe profession items, food, or bad interaction with food. I don't know. But all I'm saying is that I've seen the opposite. And I've seen more people actually go for spoils. That's what I've been doing. We're getting talent trees for artisan skills, bro. That's actually amazing. Yeah, no, that's something we are getting. We're getting talent trees for gathering, for processing, and for crafting. So that way you'll actually be able to, like, as a miner, go more into jewels. Like if you like are, let's say, a jeweler for a craft, and you're also a miner, you're going to be able to go more the gem hunting route for mining instead of, you know, getting rocks and metals. You could potentially be more of the gem seeker, you know? So there's going to be more specializations happening with talent trees. We just haven't got them in yet. Let me see the quality breakpoints. Been hard to nail down. Yeah, I mean, and if there are breakpoints, I think that's a shit system personally. I think it's like, ooh, well, we actually needed 535 quality and you only have 515 quality. So sorry. Like, I think that's just bad. That's not good. To do shit like that. Well, I ask, I'm a fisher, and my quality stat for me seems to have made a difference. In my 75 hours before I got my quality stat up, I saw 1 legendary salmon. Now I have almost 200, and I've seen 2. Okay, but how do you not know that's just anecdotal of you getting lucky? You know, so I don't know. Like it's to me, I think again, because how many rarity stat, or not rarity, but different kinds of rarity we have 6 different rarities. I think quality right now, I think it feels better to your mind than it probably does in practice in the game. You know, it makes you feel better because you have a higher quality rating. I honestly feel like quality is actually better for processors than it is for gatherers. Truly. Either way, it should be transparent on what it does. Yeah, that's the problem. I don't. Okay, you're probably just memeing then. Let me see. Let's say the bots can't code to circumvent this. Wouldn't players killing them be more beneficial for the playtest to eventually stabilize the economy and so they can get good data? Potentially. It just really goes into what Intrepid wants to do. You know, I don't know what Intrepid wants to do in that regard. So who knows? Like I said, I'll give feedback either way. Like if they say what they are going to do, then I'll give my feedback as to like, oh, I like that decision or I don't like that decision. But we'll see. Well, I have 700 as a breakpoint for processing / crafting, where common material gets pumped up to uncommon. Gathering seems to be different, but with 1000 quality, I get a lot more uncommon rocks. Yeah. And again, I think there needs to be hopefully something in the game that kind of lets you know like percentages, right? So like, you know, I mean, I don't know if they'll ever do this, but I don't see the harm in it technically. If you were to see like all the different rarities and like the percentages of each rarity, and whenever you increase your quality rating, you see the bumps in quality, right? So you see the decrease in common, the increase to uncommon, the increase to rare, you know, so on and so forth. Like I would even love it if you can actually increase the quality to a particular rarity, you know, like I think that would be very interesting too. Right. So, I mean, I think in a lot of the roguelike games that I play, you know, you have more of a chance to find like epic, or more of a chance to find rare, or more of a chance to find uncommon, but it's only towards that rarity. It's not towards all rarities. It's only towards that particular type of rarity. And I think that'd be interesting because, you know, you could have a very high, like uncommon rate, right? As an example, and get that, let's say, pretty good. So that way you don't have to ever deal with just common rocks. I mean, godly dude, and we all know like getting in a bunch of commons just doesn't really do anything for you. But yeah, like, I mean, we'll see. I mean, it really just comes down to like how they're going to do like gathering at the end of the day. Here, give me 1 second. I'm going to load up ashes real fast. I was going to say, I actually have PTR downloaded. Should I even get into the PTR? Like, is PTR even up right now? I'm curious. PTR news. Due to issues on our end with the PTR elections, we'll be resetting this on the PTR. Okay, so I guess the PTR is still technically up. I don't know. I just feel like, should I even go into it? I don't even know if I want to go into it. Intrepid just wants to develop the game, not interested to create the game for what the content creators want. It would be faster if they focus on development than just react to content creators now. Well, yeah, I don't want them to like pay attention to us specifically, but we are a part of the community. And I think as content creators, like people watch them, right? And I don't ever want them to just pay attention to us, but that's why I try to speak, you know, for the things that I see from the community and not just my own particular opinions only, you know. This is why I always tell people to like make sure they leave feedback, you know, and I've had multiple people, you know, I forgot who it was that made the Reddit post, and I think it was Pax. And he says, yeah, I left the Reddit post and it's already like seen like a lot of updates. And all right, let me just go see real quick, actually, because I'm curious. This is a creation. Yeah, this one right here. It's already at 11 updates 6 hours ago. Oh shit, of course you can't see it. But like make caravans great again. There was a lot of really good stuff that I saw in the Discord, and I said, dude, you should really leave that on Reddit, because Steven loves going on Reddit and read stuff. And I feel like, you know, Reddit right now has been really seeing a lot of good stuff. And I think the engagement is a lot better on Reddit too than it usually is like in the forums. Discord is usually pretty good sometimes, but you know, people always are afraid of like, are they even going to be able to see it? You know, like is Intrepid going to see my feedback? And I feel like most of the time you'll actually see like Steven or a developer respond, you know, on Reddit. I've never really seen them respond on the Discord. I've never really seen them respond too much on the forums. So PTS, let me see, report any dupes found. You really think any of the big PvP guilds like Polar will report an unknown duped? If they keep quiet, they will benefit from it. Well, yeah, and I think a lot of it doesn't even have to be Polar, like any guild, like any competitive PvP guild, it's not in your best interest to let people know, but eventually it will come out. Eventually people will be like, it's really odd how this specific guild got way the fuck ahead out of all the other sweats in this game that are also playing for an insane amount of time. Like eventually it comes out. As much as people love to fucking talk in Ashes. The fucking gossip girl, gossip corner. Oh my God, bro. Like the amount of people that send me shit, the amount of people that send Zyback, Burns, Nice, like Roar. We get sent shit all the time from the community about like people suspecting a certain guild or suspecting a certain dupe or suspecting like anything. You'll hide it, but you're going to be green enough to use it eventually. You know, I don't think anybody's going to wait till launch to unleash the dupe. Ryan, thank you so much for the sub, brother. Thank you. Hope you're enjoying the stream so far, man. My guild thought we found a ship dupe, and it was just to launch it when we bought multiple launches, but thinking we accidentally duped and sent a bug report immediately. Yeah, I mean, well, and again, I think some people, when they do find a particular dupe or a particular like thing that they're like, oh shit, like we did not mean to do that, just don't do it again. Like, I don't think Intrepid's gonna like ban you guys for doing it like once or hell even twice. But it's when it's done like 86 times, right? Like when you've done it like as many times as you probably can't even count, like then it's a problem. You see, people suspect guilds better than them exploiting constantly. It's boring. Focus on the tech and get good too. I don't know. Well, yeah, I mean, they have to get better as to their back-end tools and detection when it comes to irregular transactions, irregular patterns. Like especially when it comes to dupes, like I don't understand, like, again, I'm not a developer, but like if you have unique IDs for every particular item, like, and maybe when a dupe happens, it actually creates another unique ID rather than the same ID it should have had, right? Like, I don't know if that's happening, right? So it just comes into like what, or I would say it comes into refining those tools, that when a dupe actually happens, it basically hard codes that ID instead of redoing or remaking a different ID with that same material or that same craft, or, you know, whether it is a material or whatever. This last dupe didn't dupe the items. It just let you create infinite ones because it didn't register. It used the materials. But that's what I mean though, right? Every item has a unique ID. And if you're creating the same item and it's not syncing the materials, all of those IDs should be identical, which means that's an irregularity. It should have a new ID after that, but it doesn't. So that to me is like where you would see like patterns in duping, but it comes down to retooling the back end and their specific tools to make sure that, let me see. Yeah, they aren't really duping items. They're making them for free. So if they're making them for free, that means that it's a brand new, like, special ID number that comes up. Like, is that what's happening? Again, I don't know. Like, I'm just trying to understand. I'm trying to wrap my head around like the back end. Yeah. Okay. Well, like I said, I'm not the most, I'm not the smartest individual in the, you know, but I like to think that I can try to understand what the hell's going on. Also too, guys, I actually managed to make Aristocrat. So yesterday, the mayor at Jova, whoever it was, I don't know the mayor this time around, put up a lot of really cheap buy orders, and I fucking went from barely, what was it? Not apostle. Here, I'll tell you right now. Tracking every single item with a unique ID sounds like it will be painful to maintain in the back end. Guys are going to end up with the most expensive and most servers in the market. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't know. I just remember Steven saying something about that, but maybe that was my own brain thinking it up. But yeah, I went from noble to aristocrat. So yeah. Finally an aristocrat. I've never hit aristocrat before, so that's like my first time. But yeah, finally. Because I had the buy orders and all that shit to do it. Let me see. These are easy bugs if you think about it before it's abused. A lot of these are just oversights in the code. Let me see. Tracking every item by ID is really the only way to do it. Yeah, I've never made a game, and even just trying to learn Unreal Engine as a complete newbie, it's like talking like nuclear physics to me. Like I don't, or nuclear fission. Like I just like, all right, dude, cool. Like I don't understand that shit, man. It goes way beyond me. You see, I do Demon Hunter 1 ID. People see me everywhere and hide inside towns, fear getting PvP'd. It's all about database stuff. It's not even in game engine related. Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't know. Like, I do know that they need to like figure that shit out though. Like they, you know, just having no answer or no solution to duplication, when duplication has literally been an issue for, golly, like how many times have we gone through this since phase 1? It hasn't been the first time, and nor has it been the 10th. So it's been, you know, it's been a bit. Let me see. I mean, I'm sure they look at how over MMOs implemented it and learn from it. They don't have to reinvent the wheels. Exactly. Like I think whatever the other MMOs are doing, they should just replicate that, you know? Like I'm not saying that it's a particularly hard issue to nail, but it is something that needs to be nailed, right? Like you shouldn't, you know, open up 2 different trade windows and then basically infinitely start creating an item, you know, between, you know, all your materials and what you're trying to, you know, make or whatever. So people are just finding doors and like, oh snap, we better lock that door. Other MMOs are likely aren't giving their code away. Yeah, I mean, regardless, I think Intrepid just has a lot to do when it comes to like their back end tooling. I wish them the best personally, but you know, it's gonna be a road, and it's gonna be a road that I think is gonna be very frustrating for testers. But I think if we can get there and see, like, I think honestly we just need to see some wins, man. Like that's it. Like, as much as all of this sucks to deal with, like once we actually get some wins going, I think a lot of players will feel better about testing in even harsh environments, right? Broken systems and all that stuff, because they can see like certain systems evolving and getting better and just doing stuff. On the topic of dupes, I was told there was a crate exploit causing DCs. Do we know if that's true? And if so, anything to be done about it? I haven't really heard too much about, so what I had heard was that there was a potential dupe regarding crashing a server worker, but I don't know how, like, because to me that's pretty easy to find. If you see this server worker that's constantly crashing, like I think that would probably be a pretty easy one to fix in the grand scheme of things. I just can't confirm that it's actually real. Like I can't confirm. I haven't heard from anyone. I don't know if it's really working or really happening. Like I don't know, but I heard that it basically requires them crashing a server worker. So yeah, I don't know. Let me see, how is the anvil compared to the south zones? Anvils needs work. Anvils needs a good amount of work, but we'll see. I mean, we still haven't even gotten like a 2.0 version yet of the anvils nor the Riverlands. Don't we think development will go really fast now that all classes and races are in the game so we can focus on something else? Well, exactly. And that's why I want to see what, oh wow, fuck, I sold a bunch of shit. Oh, and these are expired. Okay. Let me go buy some more. Yeah, so we have a lot of stuff now that we have all the base classes out. We have all the races out. Now it's system time. Now it's time to really start going after these systems and getting way more out of the game now. Because now it's like there's no more races to improve or to get out Tolnar. But I mean, hell, I would just bench Tolnar for now, really, and just give us actual systems. And no, I still need my Tolnar. No, fuck Tolnar. Work on other shit. Work on like secondary augments, like in that stuff. We have all the base races for now. Like Tolnar can come later. It doesn't need to be something that could be done right now anyway. Get 5. Should I put legendary? I probably will. I'll get like 2. Or I'll put 3. So I have a shit ton of node bucks. Yeah, I have like almost 3,000 node bucks. Oh shit. It's all of them right there. How dare you, Tolnar hater? No, I want the tour to come out, but we have bigger fish to fry right now, man. We have real big issues. And the last thing we need is to like, oh guys, we're working on the Tolnar, we can't fix crates. And I know that's not a realistic thing, right? But we need to see some shit, you know? So God, I wish there was a better way to do this, man. This is so tedious. I want to see augments to decide if I'm going to go rogue or mage in live. Yeah, I want to see augments in general to see what I'm going to do personally, because I want to play fighter, but I really want ranger to be better too. I just think I'm destined to not be a ranger in Ashes, which sucks. Because I usually love like hunter / ranger classes in MMOs, and I can't. The ranger to me is beyond boring in this game. It's so boring. I just want something to be a little bit more engaging and fun. and I really don't have fun on the ranger. Vlad, what do you think about making biomes like June Dark and Desert and Turquoise Sea biomes to be lawless at launch, and starter zones like Anvils / Riverlands non-lawless, developed to village equals non-lawless territories? So what I think would be cool is if they were to do the starting zones, and then as you know, because technically all of those biomes are supposed to be non-starter areas, which they're meant to be endgame. And I think once vassalization from the starting nodes starts to vassalize with some of the other continents, and I think, or some of the other biomes, and once certain zones like the June Dark or the Turquoise Sea starts to have villages, then they start to become non-lawless. And then we can then have rotating ZOIs within the endgame zones to rotate lawless territories. And basically what I mean by that is all of this, like all of the endgame zones when the game launches are all lawless. Everything is lawless because technically there's no reason for you to go in there. But once you're past level 25 and then people start going out into like trying to branch from the starting area into the other areas, like if a guild wants to go to the June Dark and start making shop in this particular settlement, once this settlement gets to, you know, once there's a level 3 village in a endgame zone, then the entire zone is not a lawless zone anymore. And then what happens after that is every endgame zone that has a stage 3 village will then have a rotating ZOI that'll become lawless. So basically meaning Wildport, you know, all of Wildport will become a lawless ZOI, with of course the exception of the settlement itself, which will be a safe zone. And then that'll rotate between all of the June Dark, basically. Same thing with every single endgame zone. That's what I think should happen personally. Lawless zones and rotating corruption zones I proposed. All areas at crossroads tier and below should be lawless. Once a resettlement tier, they become safe. Rotating lawless zones every 3 hours. Yeah, Dreams, I think I did take your idea. Like this, again, this wasn't for me originally, but I love this idea so much. I think this is something that we should fucking have. Because I think it'll work really fucking well. Let me see. Give mayor an option to turn a node into a lawless zone. Yeah, I think honestly that would be cool too. Like, I think if there was a mandate that the citizens could agree on, like if let's say the vote was over 50%, you know, then the node should go lawless for a particular amount of time. I think that'd be fine. And of course, if the mayor says, hey, I want our settlement to be a lawless zone, and all the citizens vote no, well, it's not going to be, you know, it's not going to go lawless. But I think it should be something that could be mayor fronted and citizen voted. And I think that'd be really good. Honestly, just copy most of Arcade systems and it'll be a good game. I mean, again, that's what most people say. I've never played Arcade, so I don't have the experience of that game particularly. And I don't want to talk about Arcade like I've played it before because I have not. But I do agree with you in the sentiment that, you know, Arcade did do a lot of its systems very, very well. And if we could have Arcade-like systems in Ashes, I think that'd be pretty fucking cool. I think also too, Ashes should try to do its own thing. You know? But most of the people that I've talked to when it comes to why Arcade died, a lot of it has come from mismanagement and monetization. So that's what I was told. Probably gonna have to get off in a little bit. Is it not working? Okay. This one at 95. Oh, can you only have like a certain amount of... I probably can only have a certain amount of shit. I'll just save the rest. Without the monetization issues, it would be goated. And that's what a lot of people say. There's a reason to even liked it. It was good. It was the last spark in the player-driven space, but it was just badly monetized and played with exploits at the start. Yeah. Like I said, I completely agree with that. Yeah, 20 out of 20. Yeah, okay. I just have too many auctions. I didn't even know we had a total listings amount. Let me see if the mob scale down the player. We have level 6s running around and snagging high-level gear recipes. Yeah, I'm not a fan of scaling. I've never really actually been a fan of scaling in MMOs. I think it's always nice to like have stuff be hard, and then when you out level it, you go back and remember like, oh my god, I remember this shit was like stomping my teeth in, and now I can go back and 1 and 2 shot that shit. Like I like stuff like that more, to be honest with you. Let me see. So it's better just to do all the gathering professions with your main and have an alt proficient in crafting. Well, that's going to be annoying, because then to be able to transfer the gatherables that you have on your main to your alts is going to be a very tedious process for you. So I don't know if you'll enjoy that or not, but yes, you can do that. I mean, I get that, but they also gate those drops behind a level instead of the mobs. Do they? Transfer with a guild bank? I mean, if your guild lets you do that. I mean, I know right now guild storage isn't exactly like there's not a lot of space in guild storage, I would say. So if you're constantly putting a lot of shit in there and taking it out, like you have to check with your guild for your stuff to do that. I had a lot of fun with the first few months of beta or whatever it was called. Enjoyed it quite a bit. Ashes can become better than Arcage, but I don't know if it'll have the right people or the money to do it. Yeah, potentially. Let me see. How do you transfer to your alt? So you would need to transfer your materials to a friend and then have your friend transfer to your alt. Like that's how you do it right now. Or you can use your the guild bank and basically just put your materials in there and then get on your alt and then get them that way. So let me see. I've been using Boosteroid to transfer old stuff into more from out, like $7 a month, and I play on the cloud. Really? I never even heard of that. That's insane. One shot unsync mount farming is the way is one way of doing things. That's kind of crazy. All right, guys. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and let y'all go. Thank y'all so much for just hanging out with me today. I believe tomorrow I will stream. It might be a little bit later in the evening because I think we have shit we have to do during the day. But yeah. Just want to thank everybody for coming in and hanging out. And like I said, if you are brand new here, my name is Vladis. I stream Ashes of Creation pretty much every single day, or at least I try to for a couple of hours. And if you want to follow me on Twitch, always hit that heart button, keep you up to date anytime I go live. If you're watching me on YouTube, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, keep you up to date when I make content or go live like this, and you can come and hang out with us and have a good discussion about the game. Otherwise, I will see you guys later or tomorrow if you guys want to come back, and have a great weekend, guys.